recognize our veterans, the ones who defended our freedom.
A veteran is somebody who signed a blank check to the United States of America,
protected our peace.
There's a commitment to selfless service. You don't think of yourself. It follows you into civilian life.
All with courage and honor.
It means a tremendous amount that I can do this in remembrance of him.
We welcome you to this special presentation of Hometown Heroes, presented by Window World and American Antiques and Jewelry.
Every Friday, Local 5 devotes time to tell the stories of Northeast Wisconsin active military, reserves, and veterans. These are not just war stories. They also demonstrate how they continue to serve our community. We begin our show with a birthday bash for a beloved veteran from Shawano who marked 100 years.
My dad is a special person, but he surrounds himself with special friends. And they're here.
Folks from all over gathered at Jeff and Tammy's Lighthouse in Shawano to celebrate the birthday of World War II veteran Ralph Moss.
It seems like you have 100 friends here at least.
One for each year.
He doesn't talk much about his service during World War II and the battle in Okinawa, except for all the digging of trenches he had to do.
Well, it was hard. I got a big body, so I had to dig a big one.
His nephews told me he's understated about his role in the liberation of the Philippines. It seemed always what mattered most to him was just being kind to everyone.
I think it's just that generation just was, humble, and they did their service, and, they were grateful for what they had when they came back home. And we're all very grateful for that as well.
His daughter told me it's only when she found letters that he had sent back home did she realize what her dad had gone through.
I'm so blessed to have my daddy-o. He's just the nicest guy, and I wish my mom was here. He cared for my mother who had Alzheimer's. Set such a good example for me because I had the same issue with my husband. So I learned a lot from him.
That's a true hero.
Yeah, he sure is. He's fabulous.
If you couldn't tell by now, Ralph Moss is probably the most popular guy in these parts, full of Wisconsin pride, and yet a man of few words. But when you consider all that he's endured, isn't enough said.
And what amazes so many is that Ralph, despite the hardships he's seen early on in his life, he never lost his ability to celebrate the little joys of life. And coming up,
you either went to college, signed up for military, or got drafted.
Our country owes a serious debt of gratitude.
Coming to terms with the Vietnam conflict, their perspective from both the American and Hmong soldier. This is Local 5's Hometown Heroes Special. Over the years, we've learned that it takes time for many of our military to come to terms with their service, and it is usually fellow veterans who allow this resolution to take flight.
You either went to college, signed up for military, or got drafted. So I guess I just stayed ahead of the draft by signing up for the Navy.
United States Navy veteran David Termott served on a ship on the East Coast during the Vietnam War, but still felt the controversy when he finished.
We took our uniforms off as fast as we could because nobody had anything good to say for us.
He says what helped him come to terms with his service was the honor flight to see monuments in Washington, D.C. He's now a champion and joined the Packers in announcing the latest flight.
So I wasn't in Vietnam per se, and that was quite part of the reason why I felt maybe that flight wasn't for me. But other vets kept encouraging me to do it and keep suggesting it, and finally and I am so happy that I attended the flight. It's unbelievable. The day is wonderful. The Stars and Stripes people do such a wonderful job. In the Vietnam Wall before this, or the Korean Monument. So both of those things were very special to see, and I can't really put enough words into it. It's just a wonderful day. There's so many people that are thanking you and just so happy to be able to thank you. I think I've had more handshakes and people saying thanks for your service in the last 2 years than I did for 50 years before that.
The Flight of Champions has been a tradition among the Packers and Wisconsin's professional sports teams since 2019. Another tradition returned to the Brown County Fairgrounds, a celebration of culture and dedication to freedom among the Hmong people who fought with the U.S. in Vietnam and now call the U.S. home.
Our country owes a serious debt of gratitude to the Hmong people, the Hmong community, and what they've done and their sacrifice and their citizenship.
Green Bay School Board member Rick Crossan was among city, state, and local officials who took part in a procession with the son of the late General Vong Pao and other Hmong military leaders who fought communism with the Americans during the Vietnam War.
My father is a Vietnam veteran, and I understand that the Hmong tribesmen at the time were very supportive of the U.S. government, the U.S. military in particular, and they sacrificed themselves. They were very much in a situation where their whole culture was at risk of being exterminated.
This unprecedented gathering ushered in the return of the Hmong Festival at the Brown County Fairgrounds. What the Hmong people endured in Southeast Asia has only come to light as more American Vietnam veterans find their voice.
It's a real shame that this has not been common knowledge out there. And the sad part is over 60% of Americans don't realize we had a war in Vietnam.
The general's son says it's important to acknowledge what is known historically as the Secret War, where the CIA supported Hmong fighters in what was neutral Laos.
We fought alongside the U.S. government in Laos as the secret army, and my father is the leader of that secret army group. We are happy that we have been served with the Americans during that Vietnam War. Unfortunately, the U.S. government pulled from Laos, pulled from South Vietnam, Cambodia. We lost our country, but we are happy that the U.S. government brought us into this country.
He admits the dreams of returning to their homeland probably died with the elders, yet he is hopeful for the survival of the Hmong culture and its resurgence with the next generation.
There's a reverence around General Pao's son because of the message he carries passed down from father to son for generations to come.
We must respect our veterans. Respect your leader, respect your dad, your mom, and we must try to keep our good name.
For me, the connection is growth and forward movement. I think they are part and parcel of that whole effort to move this country forward.
When we come back, you might pass it every day and not even realize it. The living tribute that is the POW MIA Memorial at the Brown County Courthouse. Please stay with us. Every year, a dedicated group of veterans make sure every September Brown County never forgets. Here's Local 5's Paul Stino.
Among the 26 candles representing Wisconsin's 26 POW MIAs from the Vietnam War, there's one candle with extra special meaning for Ken Wingender.
Captain Edwin James Fickler from Kewaskum. And Jimmy is what we call him. Just a fantastic friend.
Friday night at Vietnam Veterans of America Chapter 224 ceremony honoring Wisconsin POW MIAs, Wingender got to carry a candle in honor of his friend Jimmy, raising the candle towards the sky before placing it among the other candles.
Lifted the candle up to him and we talked. What
did you say to him?
Jimmy, I miss you. Jimmy, I miss you. You were a great friend.
Paul S.G.
The name of all 26 Wisconsin POW MIAs read one by one, a local veteran placing that person's candle among the others in a solemn ceremony Friday night outside of the Brown County Courthouse.
It's just something that we need to do to recognize those that were not able to come back and the families that have not had closure.
Closure for the families, and also fulfilling their promise to never forget those who did not make it home.
I'm not very special in any particular way, just a man who served America, and now a POW, MIA. Surely someone will come.
It means a tremendous amount. It's fantastic that I can do this in remembrance of him, and hopefully he'll be found someday and come back home.
In Green Bay, Paul Stino, Local 5 News.
And when Local 5's special on Hometown Heroes continues, we visit with the Fox Valley veteran who's been a major force in serving veterans on the home front.
Started out as a private, so I received my direct commission from the ranks.
Most of us don't get to meet our American heroes, much less stand next to him. He's just very deserving and has been a great ally to me personally.
Please stay with us. Hometown hero Jim Strong spent decades in the Army and retired a major. Now he's a major force in the Fox Valley when it comes to serving veterans on the home front.
Started out as a private, so I received my direct commission from the ranks.
Appleton's Jim Strong is a welcoming guy. Amazing when you consider as a Vietnam-era veteran, the welcome mat wasn't always put out for him, even at military organizations.
My friends and I, we were out in different places around the world, had come back from Vietnam, Germany, etc., and we all decided to get together and went down to a veteran service organization place to have a sandwich and a couple of beers, and we were summarily thrown out because we were those dirty people that were involved in Vietnam. So we were not welcomed.
How do you come to terms with that?
Time.
Strong has given a lot of time in service to our country. He enlisted in the Army in 1967 to follow a family legacy. He would retire a major after 30 years of active duty in the reserves. He has the distinction of serving in the last military railroad unit in the United States.
Military trains were operating at various bases, principally naval weapons installations such as Yorktown. That's why I like to tell people in my career, both active and reserve, that I spent most of my time on Navy bases.
He was also part of a training team stationed in Egypt in preparation for the First Gulf War.
Even though it wasn't classed as a combat situation, we had casualties. We lost people, both foreign nationals, and severe injuries to our soldiers that required medical evacuation. And it was a very intense period because it was designed, even as a training exercise, to be as close to the realities of war as you could possibly get without being involved in one.
Jim, after 30 years of service, I don't think anybody would argue if you just decided to hang out at the beach for the rest of your days, and yet you still stay involved in the community, particularly for veterans. Why?
And especially having retired as an officer, there's a commitment to selfless service, that you don't think of yourself, which you never really should have, even when you were making a career of it. And that's a distinction between those that worried about their careers and those that did their jobs and their careers took care of themselves. It follows you into civilian life.
He spent years as the head of the Fox Valley Veterans Council and co-founded Wisconsin Veterans Village, where his dedication has been tested by critics worried about a negative impact of a veterans village in their neighborhood.
And to be quite honest with you, now it's the Vietnam-era veterans that are running these organizations, and they've learned from their own experience to welcome the next generation.
Strong prides himself on being able to bridge that gap between civilian and service member. Patriotic singer Joseph Scala of Fox Crossing says his understanding and appreciation of military life has only grown through his work with Jim, and that whenever Major calls, he's ready to report for duty.
You know, he's an American hero. I mean, most of us don't get to meet our American heroes, much less stand next to him. He's just very deserving and has been a great ally to me personally and done great service to this country and the area, and still does.
If you ever took part in the annual Officers Club golf outing for veterans, a critical fundraiser for vets in need, Jim's behind the planning for that too. Celebrating one of the longest running and most successful veteran benefits that's near and dear to Local 5's heart.
Honoring our veterans, something that some of them haven't gotten in the past, and I think it's a renewed energy for patriotism, and people just want to do what's right. These people deserve credit, and we're giving it to them.
That's still to come next.
800
Welcome back to Local 5 celebration of Hometown Heroes. We'll end our special as we began it with a celebration, the wonderful tradition that is the Pearly Gates fundraiser.
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
It just isn't summer without the annual Pearly Gates fundraiser for Northeast Wisconsin veterans and their families, now marking 2 decades of the all-day celebration at the Pub and Grill along Finger Road in Green Bay.
We've averaged the last few years over $100,000 to help local veterans. Veterans did what they did for us, so this is a way we could possibly pay some back for that, for their sacrifices.
Local 5's own Tom Zalaski has lent his voice to MC the events and auctions that bring excitement to this beloved gathering.
A veteran is somebody who signed a blank check to the United States of America for anything up to and including their life. I served in Fort Sill, Oklahoma for about a year, and then I was in Vietnam for about 8 months. Quite frankly, it was a very good experience for me. I worked with some great people.
I know a lot of people here. These are friends of mine that I made over the years, and the veterans that are still here, it's important to me to be able to come home and contribute because they are still a need.
Through the years, different veterans have taken part in special ceremonies to open and close the event. The Vietnam Veterans of America Chapter 224, Honor and Valor, and the Combat Motorcycle Vets Association have provided the dedication and the manpower to keep it going. The objective is clear: to improve the lives of those who have worn the uniform. Many of the prize winners wind up donating their money back to the organization.
I don't have a military connection. I'm just very grateful for the people that have. A lot of my friends are former Marines and former veterans and everything else. So my wife and I, every chance we get, we try and give back to the community, give back to the veterans.
I feel Pearly Gates has done a phenomenal job where people will bid on items and then donate it immediately back, just showing their support for veterans and just saying, look, it's not the item that they're bidding on, it's the fact that the money that they're raising is going towards veterans and their families.
And in the year ahead, this one event will provide free lunches, holiday baskets, housing, and scholarships for veterans who call Wisconsin home.
Freedom is not free. Somebody pays the price for that. And the veteran is the one many times who makes that sacrifice.
It's easy for American civilians to take all of this for granted. I invite you to think about that and think about everything that that represents. And maybe you'll take your country a little more seriously and be a little bit more grateful that you live in the United States.
Honoring our veterans, something that some of them haven't gotten in the past, and I think it's a renewed energy for patriotism, and people just want to do what's right.
Save the date. This year's Pearly Gates fundraiser is July 12th, 2025. And if you'd like to nominate a hometown hero, go to the feedback section of our website at wearegreenbay.com. Thank you for watching, and to our military and their families, we salute you.
Local 5 was proud to bring you this special presentation of Hometown Heroes, presented by Window World and American Antiques and Jewelry. Thank you for watching.